Hey everyone, it's Aya. So today we're going to do the Minnie Mouse tutorial using the palette from Sephora. So first we're going to prime our eyelids using a MAC's Layin Low paint pot, and I have tape on my eyes just to create some definition and make sure that the shadows go on nice and smooth and sharp. When I take them off, it'll look really nice. So we're just going to blend in that paint pot in there. So now we're going to go in with the palette, and the first color we're going to start off with is going to be Puppy Love, which is going to be a neutral shade that is going to just really set the base on that we just put onto our eyes. That way nothing moves, and the shadow was going to blend really nicely later when we put it all together. So I'm just doing this in a patting motion with a flat brush. Any brush will do. I'm using one from Morphe that I bought a while ago. The next color we're going to use is going to be Put a Bow on It, and I'm using a Sigma E40 brush to really define that into the crease and start the blending process. Just going in a windshield wiper motion back and forth throughout the crease and the rest of my eyes. So I'm going to take the shade Big Shoes to Fill, and I'm using a Morphe M513 brush, and I'm starting out in the outer corner of the eye first and blending that color, and it's a yellow type of color and it's got some sparkle reflect to it, but not. Okay, so I'm going to use the shade Flirt in a Skirt with a Sigma E25 brush, and a little bit lower in the crease, I'm going to start creating some depth and definition, starting with a patting motion first and then building my way into the crease with this color just to create that depth that we're looking for a smoky eye. This is a neutral type of brown, so it's not too dark, not too light, it's kind of really in the middle, so it is a really good color to start building up the crease to create that definition. Now I'm going to go in with Pick Me Up at 8, which is a dark chocolate brown, and I'm using a Morphe, I believe it's a M4 brush. I'll link that brush in the description box below to get that exact number, but I'm starting out a little bit lower than we started off with the Flirt in a Skirt color and really darkening it up on the outer corner. That way when I have really brown eyes, so it's going to really pop later when we add in everything else. But I'm going in a windshield wiper motion, making sure everything is blended properly. We don't want it to be harsh at all. Now I'm going to take a pencil brush, it's a Sigma E30 pencil brush, and using the Eyeball Ears color, it's really just matte black, any matte black will do, and that's just going to go into the outer corner to make it darker even more. That way we can have our wing later and it's going to look really nice. So I'm just going in and doing it on the outer corner and barely bringing it into the crease because I don't want it to be too dark in the crease, so I'm just barely bringing it in there, and I'm doing that on the other side as well. So right now I'm just blending all the colors together. I used a brush from an Anastasia palette, but any blending brush will do. So I'm taking off the tape, and I just wanted to take a look and see if I need to clean anything up. Apologize for the hair. It's 2 a.m. when I recorded this. Looks like a hot mess. My bad. At this point, I kind of got a little ahead of myself, so I started doing my wing liner, and you'll see here in a moment that as I start the wing, I actually forgot a step, got too excited a little bit there. So before you want to add any wing liner, you always want to make sure you finish your shadow first. So at this point, I'm going to go in with a MAC 242 brush in the color Some Like It Dot, and I'm going to spray my brush with Fix Plus to intensify the shadow. I'm just patting that all over the center of the lid to make it really intense, because that's where I want it to be focused on the most for sure. And it's just a really pretty gold color. It looks beautiful. I mean, when I swatched it on my hand, I was like, whoa, I need this. It's awesome. Let's do it. now I can finish my wing liner. And the wing liner and I have a love-hate relationship. Love it most of the time. I hate it most of the time as well, but it can be really tricky. Definitely take your time with it as much as possible. You're not going to get it the first time unless you're really lucky, then props to you for sure. But definitely be patient with it. As you can see, I didn't really like it, so I'm going to actually go in with makeup remover and try to clean it up a little bit. And it gets a little bit out of hand, so I ended up actually perfecting it, quote unquote, off camera, because I was getting really annoyed and irritated, and I didn't want you to see my pissed off face. The liner I'm using is from NYC Liquid Liner. It's like $2, cheapest liner I've ever found in my life, so definitely recommend it. If you want to go with the gel, Maybelline is really good as well, but this is the one that I prefer. So yeah, you can see I fixed my liner off camera because I was getting really irritated. So now we're going to go in and highlight the brow bone. I'm going to go in with the color Daisy's My BFF with just a flat brush and just highlighting the brow bone a little bit there. That way it's nice and highlighted. When you turn corner to corner, you can see it highlighted there. So now we're going to do the brows. I'm using Anastasia Brow Definer, and this is in the shade Granite. I really like this brow definer more than the Brow Wiz because it's kind of got like two sides to it. There's a pointed side where you can get it really sharp and defined, and then you have like a flat, fatter side to fill in those sparse areas. So this is what I use to fill in my brows if I don't want to go in with the Dip Brow Pomade. Time to set the brow. So I use the NYX Cosmetics Control Freak just to set them in place. It's a brow gel. It's a clear brow gel. I really like it a lot. And you can also get that at the drugstore as well. And then we're going to do mascara. I'm using the Benefit Roller Lash. This is the third time I've used this mascara, and I really like it a lot. It is a travel size that I got from Sephora, but I really like it for mascara. It curls it nicely. So we're going to prime the face now for our foundation. I'm using Nivea Men's Aftershave Balm. It's really interesting. It's not actually a primer. It actually is a primer because it has glycerin as its third most used ingredient, or second, I'm not sure which one exactly, but glycerin helps things stick to it. So this will really help your foundation last all day, and I just pat it in there, rub it into my skin, get it all nice and tacky. The foundation I'm using is Marc Jacobs ReMarcable foundation. It is full coverage. Actually, when I shook the bottle and I opened it, it kind of squirted everywhere, so you don't really need this much. I put way too much on my face because it's a really full coverage foundation. I'm in the shade Beige Medium. So I'm just taking a beauty blender and make sure it's wet. You always want to make sure your beauty blender is wet to soak up any extra foundation. And I'm just dabbing that all into the skin to get a nice, even, full coverage in there. As you can see, like, right when I started dabbing, like, holy crap, it literally is like Photoshop on your skin. I mean, holy crap, I love this foundation. One days when I just want to put it on and get out of the door because it only takes me like 5 minutes to apply it. So just blend into the face with that beauty blender. I really like the beauty blender a lot, and you can use a brush as well, but to me the beauty blender is a great tool because it's really big, it fits in your hand really well, and it really does its job. Honestly, I mean, it's $20 at Sephora, but I think it's worth it personally. I don't know why I didn't buy it a lot sooner. I believe I bought it like a couple years ago, but I should have bought it a long time ago because it's amazing. So the concealer I'm using is going to be from the new Tarte Rainforest of the Sea collection. It is the Aquacealer in shade Medium, and it is a water-based concealer. I have dry skin, so anything with water or giving me any type of moisture is awesome for me because that's what I need with my skin type. And I'm just using that same beauty blender and doing it under my eyes, dabbing it in there, making sure I cover up all my dark circles. Technically, that foundation really covered it up, but Oh well, I needed concealer anyway. So now I'm doing a little bit of baking and using the Mercier Secret Brightening Powder and just a cosmetic wedge and just dabbing it onto the concealer and letting it sit there for a little bit. Because I have dry skin, I don't want to let it sit for a long time, otherwise it just feels really, really dry under my eyes. I'm just going to go in, put concealer everywhere else on my face, and once I'm done with all that, I'll wipe off that powder that is under my eyes. So now I'm going to set my face with some loose powder. I'm going in with Maybelline Fit Me Set and Smooth powder and just a flat brush for my face. Just going in, setting everywhere where I put any liquid that I did not set, and also underneath the eyes I'm using the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D, that banana shade right there. I'm just going to take a flat brush from Morphe that I got in a kit and put it right there on top of that baking that we did, just to brighten it up a little bit. That powder that we put there kind of washed me out a little bit, so I just want to put the yellow in there to give it some color. You don't have to do this up if you don't want to, but for the full package I went ahead and did that for you guys. Contour from the same Kat Von D palette, and I'm using those two darker shades with a Morphe brush. I'm not sure the number off the top of my head, but I'll link that below, and just going right into the hollows of my cheeks and darkening it up to really get in there to show that contour and slim up my face a little bit. I'm doing that also on the temples of my head and on the other side as well, and you can do it on the nose. I didn't. I don't know why I didn't, I usually do, but you can do it on the side of your nose as well. But I'm also going to do it on my jawline for sure, to slim that jawline just a little bit, and underneath the chin. That's a good place to contour. You just really want to contour anywhere where you want to slim your face and appear to make any shadows. Now I'm going to go in with this Too Faced bronzer blush duo, and it's from their Soulmates collection. It's called Ross and Rachel, and if you know me, you know I love Friends. I watch Friends all the time. So I'm going to go in with the bronze and just use a big fluffy brush to go over that contour and bronze up my face. Warm it up a little bit. It's looking kind of pale, so warming up the face with a brush, and then I'm using a blush brush and going in with that blush color and just smiling and putting it on the apples of my cheeks, just to really put some color in there because they look kind of boring. I guess when I recorded it didn't show the highlighting palette that I was using, but I'm using the Anastasia Glow Kit Gleam in the shade Crushed Pearl and Starburst using the Anastasia A23 brush, and I love to highlight. I mean, highlighting is my life. Like, I just want to look like a disco ball from afar. So I'm highlighting over on the cheekbones and the top of the brow and a little bit on the nose and the cupid's bow. You basically just want to highlight where you want to bring emphasis to the face. You want your highlight to be really intense. If you have MAC Fix Plus spray, which I recommend getting from MAC, definitely spray that on the brush. That way it's going to intensify. It's the same type of spray that I used on the lid when I sprayed my shadow. So now we're going to finish up the eye. I'm going to use that cosmetic wedge and just a skinny black liner. Any liner will do, but I wanted to do black to just really smoke it up a little bit. Put that into the waterline. The reason why I'm using a cosmetic wedge is because I don't want it to be creasing at all or show any finger lines. If I were to put my finger under my eyes, you would see fingerprints, and I'm not trying to layer up a bunch of makeup right now. So I'm going in with those shadows that we used on the lids earlier. So the Pick Me Up at 8 brown shadow, and I'm also going to go in with the I'm All Ears shadow, the black, and just a flat definer brush will do, just to really smoke out that lower lash line. And you're going to do that on the other side as well, so just smoke it up as much as you want. You don't have to do this stuff if you don't want to, especially if you have really sensitive under eye. You don't have to do this at all. I like to just to smoke it up, but you can do what you want. So now I'm going to go in with lashes. I'm using Dodo lashes in the style D207. I found this brand off of Instagram. These lashes are $5, and I believe I still have a coupon code that you can use to get some money off as well. The lipstick I'm going to go in today is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's in the shade Heathers. It's just a really pretty, deep, rich, maroon type of color, and I really like the way it looked with this look. So if you can pick that up at Anastasia, either at Macy's or Sephora, definitely get this color for the fall, or really this time as well. It's just a really, really pretty maroon color. So now I'm going to go in with that highlighting palette, and just using any brush. I just picked one up. One's from Sigma. I'm not sure which one it is off the top of my head, but I'm going to highlight the inner corner of my eye. And if you're doing a smoky eye, I highly recommend this tip to put in a highlight in the inner corner. That way it ties in the look really nicely together, and it'll just make it look really, really pretty. And once you're done with that, definitely spray your face with some Fix Plus or any setting spray that you have. That way your makeup does not budge for however long you're going to wear it for the day. And I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Give it a like, subscribe, share. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to me. I will post my Instagram page in the description box, and have a good one. Thanks.